What's up, YouTube? It's Dom Universe. Today I wanted to talk about separation and labels. So it's something I want everybody to know and that you need to know before you die. You have to let go of labels and stop labeling yourself and making yourself a part of groups. So, as you know, hold on. Alright, so you gotta stop making yourself part of groups because separation, that's all these things are. Labels and groups and whatnot are meant for separating people. So what do you have when you got all these continents, these states, countries, cities, etc? You call people by these things. You call people fucking Africans, Americans, motherfucking, I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even know every name to every continent, so fuck all that. But you get what I'm saying. Like calling yourself by a continent, calling yourself by a fucking country. You don't have to call yourself a nationality. You don't have to call yourself a race, because there is only one fucking race, which is, you are only one race, which is the human race. And when I say there is only one race, what you have to understand is there are more than one race of species. A race is a type of species. A human is a fucking species. A Octurian is a fucking, a human is a race. Oh, excuse, this is a fucking, this is a T-lock. It's for centering my consciousness into my pineal gland. But anyway, back to what I was saying. When you, what was I saying? I'll be forgetting that quick. When you call yourself these names and whatnot, like call yourself, okay, so a human is a race. Then you have other races like extraterrestrials. You have Arcturians. You have people from the Orion's belt. You have Pleiadians. You have motherfucking, you have Syrians. You have Lyrans. You have Reticulans. You have the Greys. Those are all, they are all races. They're not, there is no such thing as black. There is no such thing as fucking white, because black and white aren't even fucking colors. Even when it comes to art, they're not colors. They represent feminine, masculine, negative and positive. It represents balance. White is something that's void of color. Black is something that's void. Not necessarily void of something. If you wanna be technical, black and white have switched roles. If you get what I'm trying to say. So black is actually light and white is actually dark. And when it comes to yin and yang, yin, dark, is actually feminine. Yang is the fucking masculine. But now when you have things like your sexuality, you do not have to identify with sexuality. Like me, for example, I don't identify with sexuality, but I only date females. I used to go by asexual because I didn't date shit. Because at a point in time, this was like 4 or 5 years ago, I was actually asexual, because when I was messing with females, I was young, and I would just fall out with a lot of females, and I felt like if relationships and me talking to females is not gonna always work, what the fuck am I dating for? And I'm not about to try men, because that's unnatural. So I'm just gonna go asexual and not date for a while. Now, right now, I could technically say I'm asexual if I was going by sexuality, because I don't date. Not forever, it's just a temporary thing. I'm actually bettering myself. But I don't go by fucking sexuality. So it's kind of between hetero and asexual. I'm not fucking confused. It ain't like that. That's that's one thing you need to realize. But fuck, that's another thing. Fuck sexuality. And then you have things like it's just anything you can call yourself. So let's say veganism and carnivores. You really necessarily not supposed to call yourself none of that. Not a meat eater, not a plant eater, none of that. Why can't you just eat fucking plants without being called a vegan? That's it's all a part of separating us. That's what religion is for. If you identify with religion was meant to segregate the humans and cause war and trick the humans and take them away from their spiritual nature. There's that. But yeah, you don't have to identify with labels. I wanted you to know that. That's like it's when you do that, you basically trapping yourself into a type of lifestyle. You get me? And it don't matter if you were gay and you planned on being gay your whole life. There's nothing wrong with being gay in my book. Nothing wrong with being gay, because when we die, we don't have a fucking gender. We just have a soul with no gender, just masculine and feminine energy. So there's that. But that pretty much ties into what I wanted to talk about. I didn't want to wait till later in the day to make a fucking video when I can make one right now. And I'm always outside here. I'm actually at work on break. But yeah, I'll actually see. Remember I said you should enjoy your job. Your job shouldn't feel like a job. When I'm working here, I'm always outside in fucking nature. I can take my fucking shoes off. I just got done. It's water here too. There's streams. There's fucking streams of water going. There's hella fucking rocks, grass, trees, plants, all types of vegetation here. So I'm always outside. I actually like this job. This the first, or actually second job I actually liked. I even got old jobs calling me, hitting me up to come back. I ain't gonna say jobs with an S at the end, but a job. Now, about the labels, these labels take you away from you being one with everybody. Now, even with jobs, you don't have to call yourself a fucking maintenance man or a fucking firefighter or police. Or you don't have to call yourself that shit. You just a human that does things. You don't have to. When you label yourself, you are attaching it to your life force. You making that your life. You are pretty much. It's like I don't want to say purgatory. It's just like with your name. If you have like a slave last name, you putting a curse on yourself. So you really supposed to change your name, because you didn't give your fucking name. The name your parents give you is not your fucking name. That's not what they gonna be calling you when you die and you go to the fifth dimension. They not about to be calling you fucking Dan, fucking James, Arnold. They not about to call you that shit. It's gonna be some shit that likely you can't even pronounce with the human tongue, because a lot of the angels' names you cannot pronounce with the human tongue. So they go by other names. Because some angels, they have EL at the end. L means God, but for some people, they change the EL to AEL. So like Archangel Michael, Guardian Angel Hahel, fucking Gabriel, things like that, Azazel, things like that. But yeah, depending on like what that label is, like let's say you called yourself an angel. That's totally different. Because what is an angel? A higher dimensional being that is sent on a mission to help people. They guide, they guard. They guide and guard. Guardian angels, spirit guides. Archangels, they protect, guide, guard, love. They're high vibrational, but at the same time, You want to detach from anything that has to do with this planet. Now, that does not mean you have to be all egotistic and think that, look at everything physical and think that I'm not supposed to indulge in it, because you're not supposed to be too away from the physical plane. It's okay to indulge in some things, but not get attached to it. Everything is best done in a moderate, in a moderate way, in moderation. So that's pretty much it. And when I say moderation, though, I do not mean calling yourself things in moderation. You don't have to identify with shit or what people tell you. You don't have to identify with no race or ethnicity. Because if you want to be technical, let's think about this. If you are somebody that's mixed with black and white, you are not black and you are not white. So why will a person who is 50-50 be labeled black by most people instead of white? It doesn't make sense. If you put black paint and white paint together, what you gonna get? You gonna get gray. So you don't call a black and white person no fucking black or white. I mean, there's the word mulatto, but even still, you don't go by labels. But that's pretty much it. Dom Universe taking off. Like, subscribe. I love you all.